points for Chelsea late on against Liverpool, who've been the master of late goals so far this season, but undone by them against Crystal Palace last weekend and again by Chelsea today. You can see highlights of today's game. Also wins for Tottenham, Arsenal significantly, and Manchester United. They're all on the Sky Sports app. If you scan the QR code, you'll go straight there. You'll be able to see all the highlights from today. So after all of that, this is what the bottom of the table looks like. We'll still only have 1 point, Burnley inside the bottom three, as are West Ham after another defeat today. But that win for Chelsea means they now are on 11 points, where they go above Sunderland, just behind Crystal Palace, and only 3 points off Bournemouth. But significantly, defeat for Liverpool means that having been 5 points behind Liverpool just over a week ago, Arsenal are now a point clear at the top of the table, and already the goal difference between the two is 7. And there are still more games to come on a packed Super Sunday tomorrow.
But you must be very happy, Glenn Hoddle.
Yes, I think, a win for Chelsea, always good in the bank there. But I think overall, I think they just shaded it. I think they deserved to win it in the end. Liverpool were always in the game, as we said, but it was a strange game today. In that second half, it was like whoever was in possession, it felt like they had 11 against 10. And then when Liverpool got possession, it felt like they had 11 against 10. It was everywhere. There was so much space to play in, and in the end, it was Chelsea that got that little bit of a chance, and they created it really well. Liverpool's chances, I felt, were coming off mistakes of Chelsea when they give the ball away and they broke on them. Whereas I think Chelsea sort of carved their chances open. They did it themselves. And, in all, it was for an entertaining game, but both managers wouldn't be particularly happy.
And Chelsea ended up doing to Liverpool what Liverpool have been doing to other clubs, scoring late. Talk us through the goal from Estêvão. It was a great moment for him.
Yeah, it was a fantastic moment for him. And you know what? There's been a couple of crosses today where there's no one been on the back post, but the way he covers it was really good because he waits his time. Cucurella again not being picked up by anyone. I think that he's been left. Once he goes in, look at Estêvão now. He's out of sight, and now he's made a real dart to that back post to make sure it doesn't go across there, because that's what you're meant to do.
If you look at Andy Robertson again here, we're
just look at Salah
here.
All
day he's done that. He's let Cucurella get forward on his own too many times, and in the end they paid the price. But on the back post there, Andy Robertson there hasn't once. He got square on for an experienced fullback. When the ball's down the other side, he's got to have a glance, he's got to have a look, he's got to be aware where Estêvão is. Didn't see him whatsoever because he was closed off, he was squared up.
Well, it was tired legs at the end because of the end-to-end nature of the game. But the situation that kept arising on that left-hand side for Liverpool and Salah's lack of tracking, it would be fascinating to sit down with Arne Slot and say, look, how much freedom do you give him to not have to do that? Because at the moment, that system, especially playing a 10 and not having that extra midfielder behind Salah, is causing Liverpool big problems.
And the thing as well with that Seema, what will happen is that the boys will know, the players themselves will know that, listen, Gaff, at some stage you're going to have a word with him because we're getting dragged all over the place. If he's not going to come back and help us, it's going to cause us problems, especially away from home.
OK, well, let's head straight back to Stamford Bridge and hear from one of today's goal scorers, Moises Caicedo.
Well, Moises, there is nothing like a last-minute winner. Is that the best possible way to win a football match?
Yeah, for sure. It was a fantastic goal at the end. So, everybody was happy. And, now we are so happy.
I think we thought once they equalised and you had a couple more players go off through injury that it would be Liverpool pushing for the win. What was it within the group that made you go again after their equaliser? And actually, even before you got the goal, you were the team pushing?
Yeah, for sure. Liverpool, everybody knows Liverpool. Liverpool is a fantastic team, so we did our best, even when they push us. So we were so good at the end.
Do you think somehow the injuries you've had, the problems in the last few weeks, like the red cards, the results, somehow that's brought you closer?
Yeah, even closer, because that's the moments we need to be even closer. So the team was good, working hard every day. So now we show that on the pitch.
And why is it with you that every goal you score, except maybe that one at West Ham, which was a bit more simple,
It was a great goal also.
why is every goal a goal of the season?
To be honest, I don't know. God is perfect, you know. Everything is for Him. So yeah, I had the opportunity to shoot and I did it. Yeah.
And did you know? Was it one of those? The second you hit it, you start celebrating. You don't even need to see it hit the net.
Yeah, for sure. When I shot, I knew the ball is gonna go in. So yeah, it was a fantastic goal.
And we remember a couple of summers ago, you could have been red, you could have been blue. You had the choice to make. So was the goal and is the win even more special because it's against Liverpool?
No. It was a great goal, but nothing for Liverpool. I'm here, enjoying here. So yeah, I'm doing so well. That's the most important.
Should I let you go and celebrate with your teammates and give you this Player of the Match award first?
Thank you very much.
Player of the Match award there because he was fantastic. He's been outstanding actually this season. 3 goals in 7 and his goal was pretty special today, wasn't it, Glenn?
Oh, it was special, wasn't it? Beautiful. I mean, it doesn't matter any game of football, even if it's Sunday morning, that top corner goal, when it's hit like that, it's just special, isn't it? Yeah. This is a lovely first touch from him. There's space to eat up. He eats it up. He sets himself beautifully and it goes in like a rocket. Yeah. Beautifully struck across the ball and really, really fabulous goal.
Yeah, that's the Liverpool players following the ball and leaving that space. Struggled today, I think, with the rotation of Chelsea and the problems down that left. There was lots of space, unlike the team of last season. And what a goal. I mean, the centre-halves, yeah, we could question that. I mean...
We've got to say the goal, haven't we?
Ultimately, that is a strike that very few people would stop. And he's been terrific, Caicedo. He deserves great credit because he started quite slowly his Chelsea career. And he's become their best player.
Do you think that... Sorry, Ian.
No, I was just going to say, it's just, I love when it hits the net. It's not dipped in, he's hit that with real clean. That's
it's clean, yeah.
Clean strike. You can tell the ball's not spinning too much. He's caught it perfectly. We have to give him credit for that.
Yeah, I think they suffered a little bit when Fernandes and him couldn't play together. A lot of Chelsea fans friends of mine go every week and they watch, and they said he's not the same player as he was at Brighton. And slowly but surely, they've released Fernandes a little bit further up the pitch, and he's sort of gone, oh, right, this is my domain. Yeah. I'm going to look after this. This is what I normally do. He's been brilliant. He's been absolutely brilliant on the ball and off the ball.
Do we have to credit Chelsea as well, given the fact that they've had so many injuries? I think 9 injuries, or 8 injuries, plus a couple of suspensions as well. But to have so many players out and to still be able to beat Liverpool is something.
Yeah, because Liverpool are the champions and they proved that last season how good they were. I know it's a different team he's got now. But, like, you have to say that Chelsea get a lot of credit simply because you could see that it's a Liverpool side that you can get at. There's spaces, there's holes, there's players not playing very, very well. They've not quite gelled. I don't think the fullback situation with Liverpool is an upgrade on what they had before in respects of Andy Robertson and Trent. I think that's something that they're going to miss, you know, in respects of the Kirkes and maybe Frimpong, what's going to happen. So that once they get that sorted, the midfield at some stage, you have to feel at the moment it's not quite working with what's going on. Salah, with his lack of tracking back and, you know, up front, Isak's got to get himself going. Wirtz has got to get... So there's a lot of things that still need to like boil up properly in the pot, and so they can start doing what they need to do.
Well, Daniel, it's amazing how quickly things can turn around. There was a bit of pressure on Maresca. There was a lot of negative talk around Chelsea. They now won in Europe in midweek, and they've now beaten the champions with that late goal here at Stamford Bridge. It doesn't really matter when the goal comes, but it feels different.
Yeah, and you saw what it meant. You saw what it meant to them, you know, as not just a group of players, but as a management team as well. After the game, the celebrations were, you know, heightened because they were under pressure. They were questioning him as a manager. The players, they've dealt with a lot of injuries, the circumstances. They were at the Club World Cup. And the start of the season wasn't ideal for them. I think that performance today, this evening, will give them a hell of a lot of confidence. They will come out of this game understanding that they're capable of putting in performances like that, but they've got to now consistently do that. That's what they're missing. The next step is to replicate performances like tonight, game after game after game.
And even if the point now is to be consistent with those performances, Jamie, does the fact that they were able to put that performance in today suggest that it is coming? Because the question for Chelsea for a couple of years now has been, when are they going to deliver on the potential? Is this a sign that they're getting there, that they're further down that road?
Well, it's more of a sign that they've got real character, Kelly, because they had to really suffer today. You know, when Liverpool come back to 1-1, Cody Gakpo's goal, you could only really see one winner. Then you lose Badia Shield, then you lose Achimpong, and then you're thinking, OK, what's my back four? How am I going to hang on to a point? And in that last 15 minutes, when the game was just all of a sudden turned, and I look at characters and I think, who's the person that didn't? I look at Enzo Fernandez, and he's not always been my favourite player at Chelsea. When he first came, I was thinking, where do you fit him in? But when they didn't have Cole Palmer today, someone had to step up and be the talisman. Someone had to take the ball under pressure. Someone had to make that final pass. And his little pass into Cucurella, obviously Cucurella gets the assist, but I was thinking about the ball that makes the assist is actually as important. And I thought today he was magnificent. And he really led that team. And that, for me, was the difference, because I looked at Liverpool and I was thinking to myself, he's trying to hang on a little bit here. He brings on Endo. Endo lets Cucurella run, and that's where the goal comes from. But character, desire, when you're under pressure, can you get that 3 points? Because I think, as I said, he'd have took 1 point, but he's managed to get 3, and he'll be so happy, Maresca.
And you know what? Down the sides, James, we talked about today, the substitutions Chelsea made, Maresca, he brought on Estêvão, he brings on Gittins. They came on and they were lightning. They were down the wings, they were isolating, going one-on-one, taking on defenders, showing themselves. That's what it's all about. You talked about character. You talked about, as an attacker, you come on off the bench, your job is to make something happen. We saw Wirtz run through, does an absolutely fantastic back heel to Salah. That was his moment to potentially say, OK, I can build some momentum now. Now you've got Estêvão going in, thinking, all right, I'm kick-starting my Chelsea career here now. I've scored a goal against Liverpool last minute. Those are the moments that, as an attacker, gives you such confidence, especially a new signing or a young player, which both of those two are. So I'm very happy for Estêvão. Obviously, it's unfortunate for Wirtz not to get an assist, but what a performance from Estêvão when he came on. I was really
18 years of that. You were blessed with that left foot, Daniel.
I mean,
he does it differently. I mean, I know it's because it's not a typical type of goal, but they're the ones that get your numbers up. He has got a lovely left foot, wants to come in, always be progressive with his passing as well.
Yeah, those back posts, you know, tap-ins, what they call them, quote unquote. But those are the goals that make a player's career. Those are the goals that get you in those high numbers. It's not the worldies that you're going to score that are going to be the ones week in, week out. As a winger, your job is to make sure you're at the back post getting those tap-ins. I loved to play right wing and be able to get in these moments. It's about the timing of the run of yourself. As you see, the fullbacks, Robbo's checking his shoulder, checks it too late. Estevão's timing's brilliant. Gets the connection right as well, which is also important. But it's all about being in these positions and at his age to understand that and to do it.
And if we can just see that again, but Andy Robertson had just seen beforehand had an injury. I don't know what the injury was, but as it gets played into him, you can see he's almost on his heels. He's holding his leg, and he's already in trouble there. And Estêvão obviously capitalises on that and a big goal. And we're joined by Mark Cucurella.
We are. Mark, thank you so much for coming out to talk to us. We were just looking at the winning goal there. What a way to win a football match.
Yeah, I think we deserve. We start very well the game, and then it's true that the second half we start not in the right way again. I think we need to improve these things, but in general, I think we deserve this win. I think we came for a tough weeks, and this moment was amazing. I think we win confidence. We went to the international break with 3 points, so we are very happy.
Well, you talked about the tough weeks that you've come through, and it's 2 wins in 6 before today's game in the Premier League, but the win in Europe in midweek, and then this win, and the way that it came about against the champions. How much does that change the atmosphere? I mean, we saw the celebrations.
Yeah, I think we deserve this moment. I think was not easy week for us, but it's true that playing Champions League, we play every 2 days. So if you lose a game, it's good because you have another opportunity in a couple of hours. So yeah, I think in the middle of the week we play a good game. We suffer in the last minutes. We create this momentum with the fans, and today we start the game in the right way. We score early as well. We start to win confidence, and I think it was a very good game.
Mark.
Hello and welcome back to Premier League Live, where Chelsea have the edge at half-time, a 1-0 lead over Liverpool. Now, Glenn, you said there'd be goals in this game, but the one goal that we saw was an absolute stunner.
Sensational, absolutely sensational from Caicedo. It really is. I think Danny's going to analyse Liverpool's side of things, but look at this. He gets look, that first touch is excellent. Takes McAllister out of the game. He goes to hit.
Fault mostly. He doesn't need to go, because if he stays in that space, it's fine. The ball's in front of him. It's a great little pass. from Gusto. And here, I think Van Dijk has got to come out at least in line with the ball, because here, when they get towards the back four, he drops initially and then it drops again. He doesn't need to, because Kirkes has come in. He's got to just come out and at least try. If he can't get to a block here, at least be in line with the goal and the ball. So there's mistakes all over there, but not taking nothing away from. I mean, that is a hell of a strike. I'm more disappointed, to be honest, with Liverpool with the ball. They've only made a couple of chances and given the ball away far too often. There's not enough intensity in the passing. I expected a bigger reaction after this week's performances.
I think the Liverpool fans were hoping for that as well. But just have a look at this. Caicedo, 7 appearances, 3 goals. That was something that we could watch over and over again, Righty.
Yeah, it was. You know what? He's almost invited to have a shot, because like once he got into this situation, you're thinking someone's got to come to him at some stage. I think Virgil's dropped off again, to the point where he's able to stop again there, and then really set himself. And that's when you see the quality of the strike, where his standing foot goes and where he catches it. So you can't blame anyone for that, apart from the defenders. But that's a great strike.
Nobody comes out it, and he allows himself to set it, get his balance right. That's where he gets the power from.
That's what it is.
Where you get the balance.
Now, you said you were disappointed with Liverpool in this first half. Now, there were a couple of moments. Kirkes had a good opportunity to cross the ball in. What did he do wrong here, Danny?
Well, I mean, it was a great run, actually. It was the only time in the game to hadn't tracked him, who'd been doing that terrifically well. When he gets in,
if you look at Isak, Caicedo's going to probably be able to block him. He's saying, look at him, he says, why don't you square it to me? He's not done nothing.
He's not on, is he?
Yeah, he's not on. So he's got to do more to lose him there.
And right, what about here as well?
Well, I think that this ball, this is a great ball. It's come from quite a distance. He should have made more of a run on the back of the defender, so as he could come on and attack that and put it back where it's coming from. You watch it, Gaff. You watch it, Dan. He just ends up. He's just up there, and he just lets it hit his head.
He's just trying to let it guide it, back, isn't he, rather than thump it. There's the guidance. Look.
He's trying to guide it, whereas what you're talking about for people at home is more the
put your neck through.
Yeah, but the thing is, Dan, for that to happen, the ball's going to Salah. You've got to make that move to get further.
Bigger.
So then, when you come in, you could see it, and you could really come in and power it.
Chelsea deserve a penalty. Szoboszlai on Garnacho. What do we think?
I think they got this right. It's a nearly one. It's a bit silly from Szoboszlai, but Garnacho does. Maybe his reputation goes before him here. He does go down a bit easy. We see it from lots of different angles, but it's a little nudge in the back.
He's looking for any excuse to go down as well. And I think there's you can't see it really from this angle, but the other angle, I was arguing with the gaffer there. I thought that he got pushed in the back, and then when I saw it, I had to just say, there's not enough there. That's where it's meant to be a push. But I think that once he felt the hand on his back, he was off. Yeah. He was off.
I mean, some refs would have given it, that's for sure. He's got to be silly, that, from Szoboszlai, because he's caught the wrong side.
Yeah, he is.
He done him for pace. Got goal side, didn't he?
Chelsea lead Liverpool 1-0, and Jamie Redknapp, a man who liked a long-range strike. What did you make of this one from Moises Caicedo?
It's another blockbuster from him. He did it against Brentford a few weeks ago, and he's done it again today. They work the situation really well. Gusto comes short. He plays it into Moises Caicedo, takes a couple of touches. This little one there just gives him that extra half a yard, and he hits that so well. It's unstoppable. From Liverpool's perspective, the midfield three that last year was so important, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch and McAllister, you can see almost where the referee is. That's where one of the midfield players should be, just making sure you patrol that area. They don't. The ball gets played into Gusto really quickly. Gravenberch has been dragged out with Enzo, and as when he gets the ball, Caicedo, he's got too much space, and I think the two centre-backs drop off. No one engages on him. It's a wonderful strike, but Liverpool could have definitely done more to stop it.
Yeah, they definitely could have, and to be fair, when you look at the way they're playing, they've got such belief in the quality in defence. One bad pass there, Liverpool are right at them. But the passes are perfectly timed. The feint that Caicedo does prior to the shot, if you look at it, he kind of feints it a little bit and Verge moves, which gives him the opportunity. It gives him that half a yard where he's able to get his shot off. And what a finish it was.
Clean.
Fantastic finish from Moises Caicedo. That's been the only goal of the first half. And you could definitely make the argument that Chelsea have had the better. There have, though, been opportunities for Liverpool. Where are they falling a bit short, do you think, Daniel?
I just think it's the getting in the right areas, ball bowled up in front of him a little bit there, and you're thinking maybe you can guide it a little bit better than he did. He hit the target at the end of the day. I think with this one here, Kirkes has just got to... Rule number one in these areas, aim for the far post. If you shank it, the striker gets a tap in. But you want to be making a decisive decision there. He's not got the right purchase on the pass, and it was just completely off.
This is a world-class pass, and it's the only time that Josh Achipong, who has been elite in this first half, he's been so good. He just gets caught under the ball a little bit, but a lot of that's to do with the quality of the pass. The header just can't quite get it down. But I think Chelsea, after the first 8 minutes, where he took a bit of a while to settle, have been fabulous. They really have, and they've been the better side. Liverpool have been wasteful. They're second-guessing themselves. They've got to improve. I think Conor Bradley will come off because he's been booked. I think Gary Neville said that in commentary. Then it's the decision: is do you bring on Frimpong for him, or do you play Szoboszlai right back and then bring on Wirtz for a little bit of creativity? I think they need to do that.